All right, so I got this question in my school community, and I decided that it would be pretty good for me to kind of cover where we're going with AI, OpenClaw, and also, well, just agentic AI together with Claude Code, workflows, automations, and so on and so forth. Because I bet, you've been watching, you're inside of the bubble, you're listening to whatever Instagram is telling you. You have all of these people telling you one thing, and then there's another group of people telling you another thing. And two of those things are then Claude Code is better at doing automations and making stuff for you, and OpenClaw is a useless piece of shit that really is not going to be viable. And I sympathize with both sides. They both have points. And here's where I basically am moving my whole stack when it comes to OpenClaw and Claude Code. So in my eyes, I've been using Claude Code for a long time now, and it is by far the best programming, coding, whatever solution for me to be able to create stuff that I really want to use. OpenClaw, however, is the first AI agent that I have ever felt actually got my voice right, got the automations, understood what it needed to do in order to achieve its goal. That is a very rare thing, especially when using Claude Code as well, because the moment Claude Code starts to kind of snowball into a certain solution, it kind of just stays in that lane when there's like 500 different possibilities of what it could be doing instead to solve the issue. Whereas OpenClaw will snowball, this didn't work, and then it's automatically going to redirect itself to then go for another angle. And now look, you can also do this together with Claude Code. You can also steer it in a different direction. For example, Nick Sarayev talked about stochastic prompting, right? Which is that or stochastic subagents, where you're basically adding randomness to your prompt and your subagents, and then launch subagents to do one thing, but in 5 different ways of doing that thing, coming back with the result, and then figuring it out. Now, I think OpenClaw does this extremely well off the bat. I don't know why. It just kind of fucking works. I cannot say that. Anyway, so to answer the question, right? If your workflows, to get your workflows started, will they be pricey every time? No. And I actually recommend that you instead build out your workflows inside of Claude Code. And then once you have a working workflow, then you bring that into your OpenClaw so that you can automate that autonomously and have many different triggers on where, why, and how it should be triggering that workflow, right? So the issue I see with init usually is that, well, it's a static trigger. Now, it can trigger based on some different factors. You can implement an AI agent, but that's just not where the world is going to go. You can use init if you want to, like, you have a rigid freaking system and you just want that to be running off a script in your cloud-based or local machine. But where I see things going is you're building out your automations and workflows inside of Claude Code. You bring those over into OpenClaw, and OpenClaw is going to run that autonomously for you 24/7. And whenever there's an edge case or something that is happening that is outside of the scope of that workflow, well, OpenClaw is going to be able to learn from that, improve the workflow without increasing the spend too much. Because you've already done most of the work inside of Claude Code to basically set up the actual workflow and automation. So that's kind of where I see things going, and I am making a video right now about migrating from OpenClaw to Claude Code and vice versa. And then the video after that I have planned is basically how you can use Claude Code together with OpenClaw to create a handoff system where they're kind of working together on the things that they're specialized for. Because if you're going to be programming with OpenClaw, well, I wouldn't recommend it. Cost is still an issue. It doesn't matter how many videos or whatever you watch. You can implement whatever OpenRouter setup you want. Even the one that I teach is flawed to a certain degree. It works to reduce your costs to a certain point, but you're still going to be spending like $10-15 per day if you're using it very, very heavily. And especially if you're not doing like auto compactions and stuff like this, well, then you're just looking at it not being super viable. Anyway, that's enough of a rant. I hope that kind of answers your question to some degree of where I see all of this coming. And if you're watching this on YouTube, well, welcome to the channel. Check out my main channel where I'm talking everything about OpenClaw and Claude Code and where I see this going and how you can build with it, how you can sell automations. And this is for non-technical people, because for the technical people, there's already very, very good creators out there. So anyway, have a beautiful day and we talk soon.